Today, I'll be showing you how to download Cobblemon Delta on your PC, and also the best way to get started once you're on the server. Alright, first things first, we're going to make our way over to modrinf.com/app. Modrinf is a mod launcher similar to CurseForge. If you're familiar with that, Modrinf is the best way to go for Cobblemon Delta because Cobblemon Delta frequently gets updates relating to a lot of the add-ons, and CurseForge, for whatever reason, doesn't stay up to date with those updates. So Modrinf is the best way to go when it comes to playing Cobblemon Delta. We're going to click download the Modrinf app for those of you who don't have it installed yet. Okay, so once you're done downloading and setting up the Modrinf app, you're going to get put into this homepage here listing a bunch of random mod packs and also mod packs they have downloaded. I currently have Cobblemon Delta downloaded alongside a few other things. In order to start downloading mod packs, you're going to head over to the Discover Content icon on the left side, and it's going to take you to a Search Mod Packs search bar. We're going to type in Cobblemon Delta, and now a lot of people ask me, can I just download Cobblemon and then just download the add-ons afterwards? That would most likely work, but it is so much simpler to just download Cobblemon Delta mod pack directly, so you don't have to do a bunch of extra steps for no reason. Alright, so once you're done installing Cobblemon Delta, it'll appear on your homepage over here. You're gonna click on Cobblemon Delta, and before we load up this game, mine's already loading, but for those of you who haven't opened the game yet, don't open it yet because we're gonna enter instant settings here, and we're going to go to Java and memory. The reason why we're doing this is because for you guys, the default memory allocation for the game is going to be around 1 GB of memory, which is really bad for not just Minecraft, but especially modded Minecraft. Depending on how much gigabytes of RAM you have on your computer, generally 4 GB is minimum, so 4000 NB is about right. Personally, I have 16 GB of RAM, so I'm sticking mine at 8000, and it's been functioning very nice. Especially we're going to be turning on some resource packs and shaders later on. You're going to want to have a bit more allocated memory. So yeah, about 8000 is good. 4000 minimum, I would say, for anyone. Alright, once you launch Cobblemon Delta, you are going to get put into this screen. Now, if you actually check the multiplayer tab, you're going to see that Cobblemon Delta is automatically in your multiplayer tab, so you don't need to add in the IP address to get the server. But just in case Cobblemon Delta, for whatever reason, doesn't appear in your multiplayer tab, we're going to go to Add Server, and the server address is going to be play.cobblemondelta.com, and that'll give you Cobblemon Delta. So there we go. Remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot and allows me to make more Pokemon videos. Alright, so we have just entered the Cobblemon Delta server. Anytime you load into the server, you're going to get put into the spawn room. The spawn room is located in the spawn server. The spawn server holds a lot of multiplayer features like the raids, dungeons. We're going to go over that much more in depth later. So generally, when you're a beginner and you enter the server, you get the option to select your starter by pressing M. I already did that a long time ago, so just as an example, I'm going to be bringing my level 30 Baneri. Not anything crazy, but just acts like my quote-unquote starter for now. Alongside that, I forget specifically, but you get a bunch of Pokeballs. I believe some Great Balls, Ultra Balls. I just have some Quick Balls on me just to demonstrate some catches later. Alright, the first thing I recommend doing as soon as you enter the Cobblemon Delta server for the first time is actually just the random TP. Random TP is a command that pretty much does what it says. It just randomly teleports you to anywhere. So if you do the /RTP, it'll open up this menu for either the Alpha server, Omega server, Gamma, Epsilon, Zeta, and Iota. All these are pretty much the same except for Omega server, which is a non-peaceful server, so you can actually see like zombies and skeletons show up in there. Probably avoid that since you literally have no armor or weaponry right now. Just go to any one of the peaceful servers. They're all really the same. Iota is one of the newer ones if you want to just not bump it into too many people. Alright, so we got dropped into some random place in the world, and with the Pokeballs that you gain from your beginner's kit, just go around and catch some Pokemon. That's really just how it starts, right? But the biggest thing to prioritize is a feature called Pokéhunts. If you do /Pokéhunts, it'll pop up this menu for both catch and breeding Pokéhunts. Open up the catch one because breeding is something that's going to come a little later for now. So the Pokéhunts menu will show you a random list of Pokemon to catch every few hours, and you'll get a nice compensation for each catch. With the tier 1s, you can just catch them in any Pokeball and you'll get 15k Pokédollars about. But with the tier 2s, you have to start catching them in very specific Pokeballs like Numel and an Ultra Ball to earn 30k, Pyukumuku and an Ultra Ball to earn 30k, Gibble, you need to catch that in a Sport Ball to earn 60k, and then Beldum, catch it in a Nest Ball and you also gain 60k. These will obviously not be static, like they rotate out every now and then. Sometimes you even see 300k Pokéhunts, but those might be a little too difficult for a beginner to do. So for now, I'll target the easy ones. Alright, once you've made a decent amount of money off of Pokéhunts and have also found the Pokemon that you want to level up, it's time to get one of your Pokemon to level 100. Open up the command prompt and type in the word warp. Warp pretty much allows you to teleport to people's claims. For those of you who don't know, players can set warps by paying a certain amount of money and also designate names to those warps. So if you do /warp and type in the word shop, for example, you can see a ton of options for player shops that people run. Alright, once you found a store that sells rare candies, I just use my friend DJ's shop as an example. You're gonna head into the store and look for the area that sells rare candies and EXP candies. I believe DJ keeps them here. You're gonna want to start with EXP candies because while they cost a bit more, it's way more efficient to use these at lower levels because they give a set amount rather than just one level like rare candies do. So let's buy about like 10. That'll cost about like 10k, which is fine. And then we're gonna throw out my Sneasel. I've designated Sneasel as my Pokemon to level up. We're gonna stuff these EXP candies into our Sneasel, and that immediately gets it to level 68. So as you can see, it's quite effective. We're now gonna buy some rare candies, 68. So I guess we need to buy 32 to get to level 100. And yeah, just like that, just spam them on your Pokemon. And that Sneasel that was level 30 is now already level 100. So there we go. We have now acquired a level 100 Pokemon. I forgot that Sneasel can't evolve without the evolve item. You can also find stuff like that in most people's player shops. Like Sneasel needs the Razor Claw. Stuff like that is purchasable within player shops. All right, once you've acquired your level 100 Pokemon, it's time to get yourself a nice Enchanted Bow. Swords are pretty good, but bows in my opinion are a bit better since you can stay in a safer distance and attack those alpha Pokemon in Area 0 that way. So we're going to start by making a bow. If you're a Minecraft player, then you know how to make a bow. The crafting recipe is just 3 sticks and 3 string. That should be very self-explanatory. Go ahead and do that. Once you got your bow, you're going to need at least 1 arrow for the Infinity Enchantment. I'm sure arrows are very easy to come by, but for those of you who need to make one, the arrow craft is 1 piece of flint, which you can get from gravel, 1 stick, which you can get from 2 wooden planks, and a feather, which you can easily get by killing certain Pokemon. For example, any bird Pokemon really, like Swellow. Alright, so once you've got your non-enchanted bow, let's assume this bow is non-enchanted, and also your singular arrow, you're gonna do the /warp command again, and this time you're gonna type in enchant. So every server has their own area called /warp enchant. This place is pretty much designated for you to get your enchants and all your weaponry. So let's just choose /warp enchant epsilon. Why not? It doesn't really matter. And you're gonna get taken to this very large building made of prismarine. And if you walk around a bit, you're gonna see a bunch of villagers that are selling pretty much all the enchantments you need on really anything. For example, you have a mending villager here that sells mending. But what we're really focusing on are the bow enchantments so we can cheese the alphas in Area 0. They're over here. But how are we going to get these enchantments when we need emeralds and also books? Well, first off, the emeralds are actually very easy to get. Just make any sword. I'm personally using my ultra sword, but you can use any sword, like a wooden sword, a stone sword, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting down this huge bamboo forest that is off to the side of the warp enchant. Remember to break only the second block and up. Do not break the bottom part. That way they regrow. But we're gonna just go in and break all these. This is pretty much set up for people to just farm for free. It's a communal bamboo farm. That's why I said to make sure not to break the bottom. That way they regrow. And what you're going to do with these bamboo is you're going to put them into your crafting table and you're going to actually make sticks with these. As many sticks as possible. The reason why sticks are important and why we're farming them in the first place is because if you head downstairs to the /warp enchant, over here you're going to see a big row of Fletchers. And Fletchers actually will buy half a stack of sticks for a singular emerald. So basically, the bamboo farm will give you bamboo, and from the bamboo you can make sticks, and with a half a stack of sticks you can get yourself an emerald. So that's going to be pretty much your infinite source of emeralds. But not only do we need emeralds for the enchanting books, we also need the books themselves. We're going to head over here, which is the sugarcane farm. It's on the opposite side of the bamboo farm. Same thing with the bamboo farm. Don't break the bottom part. That way they can regrow. Just break the top part so they can regrow for other players to farm as well. Don't be that one guy or else you actually might get banned. I'm not kidding. But if you're a Minecraft newbie, basically what we're doing is we're farming sugarcane so we can put it into the crafting table, put them in a row of 3, and you can get paper this way. So we got paper from the infinite sugarcane farm, but now we need leather to make the books. We're going to do /warp again, and we're going to go to shop, just shop. Go to /warp shop, This shop is the server shop. This isn't a shop that's owned by a player. This is the server's official store where you can buy most things. We want leather, so go to the salesman that's on the furthest on the right side between these three salesmen. And this guy actually sells leather for 200 a piece. And we want right now 3 enchantments, so buy 3 pieces of leather. That way you can make 3 books with the 3 pieces of leather. And we're gonna make our books. So 3 pieces of paper and 1 leather gets you books. So we have 3 now. And so after you're done farming all the emeralds and getting your books, you are now able to buy 1 copy of Power 5, 1 copy of Punch 2 for knockback, and also 1 copy of Infinity. That way you don't need to keep farming arrows. Alright, once you got your level 100 Pokemon and also your Enchanted Bow ready, it's finally time to enter Area 0 and catch yourself a Garchomp. The reason why Garchomp is ideal for beginners is because it's amazing for raids, great for traversal. In order to enter Area 0, we're going to do /warp and then the word center. Center refers to the 4 Poke Centers that are scattered around the Area 0 dimension. Let's just do 4 because that's in a desert biome. I think Garchomp spawns there decently. So yeah, we are now in Area 0. If you zoom out on your map, you're going to see an enormous... Oh my god, that's an Alpha Persian. I have no armor on right now because I'm replicating the beginner experience. So I got to be a little careful here. Also, one thing, try and catch a Pokemon that is mountable. Mountable Pokemon will allow you to run around a lot better and not get one shot. Actually, I should do that real quick. Okay, so I found an Alpha Garchomp over there, and I've already died to it, and I've done some damage to it. So you can just keep trying, die over and over again until you eventually beat this Garchomp. You have many tries as you want, but just try your best with your bow. You'll die a few times, which is fine. After you do die, just go back to that center that's closest to the Garchomp. For me, it was center 4. So I'm gonna fly back. It's still here, and it's still low. Keep shooting it with my bow, and soon, there we go. So we have now entered combat with him, and I have my level 100 Pokemon that I leveled up earlier, although I didn't lead with it by accident. I guess I can just throw in my Breloom. That's my best guy for just catching stuff. You should try and catch a Breloom as well. Breloom gets Spore and Full Swipe, both very good moves for catching. Nice, so we got the Garchomp in our fastball. I think we crit it on the first catch, which is kind of nuts. So, all right, we can see the Garchomp in our party. But the most important thing with these Garchomps and with any alpha that you'll find in Area 0 is that they all come with guaranteed IVs. So mine came with an attack IV, a defense IV, a speed F IV. It's a little lacking in HP, very lacking in speed. Weirdly has a high amount of attack, but the point is these are really good specimens that you'll generally find in Area 0, which is why Garchomps that you catch here are so valuable and can be used immediately into raids. Now that you have your level 100 Garchomp, it is time to start doing raids. Raids can give you a lot of money. They can also give you high IV Pokemon similar to the alphas in Area 0, and they give you some nice item rewards afterwards. So raids are something you should do every day. You get 6 charges of raids every day, and after you're done with them, they reset at, I believe, 6 a.m. Eastern time. But before we jump into these raids, you're going to really want to maximize your Garchomp because all the raid mons have max EVs and also level 100. So I'm going to quickly feed these proteins to Garchomp. Proteins give you attack EVs. I'm going to max these out to 252. Same with the speed with Carbos. If you're wondering where you can get vitamins, you can generally get them from player shops. People sell them all the time for around like 300 a piece. Or once you start doing raids, you can get them as raid rewards afterwards. So if you want to hold out for protein Carbos rewards potentially from your rewards, you can do that as well. Now that I have a Garchomp that's level 100 and also fully EV trained, it's finally time to jump into this raid. So let's click to start. We're going to click hard mode over easy mode. Since we have level 100 Pokemon, we can take on the hard mode. And by the way, you cannot do raids with a party that's more than 3 Pokemon or less than 3 Pokemon. You gotta always bring 3 Pokemon into these raids, otherwise it won't let you win. And right here is the type selection. So before every round in a raid, it's gonna give you this menu to choose between 4 types that are randomly selected. I got Fairy, Dragon, Flying, and Water. And because I'm leading Garchomp right now, I want to get put into a typing that's gonna be easy for my Garchomp to deal with. Unfortunately, none of these seem amazing. I guess fighting another Dragon type is the best option I got. I got put into Tyrantrum. I guess that means I can Earthquake. So yeah, so raids are all about just choosing the good typing for your Garchomp to beat. Oh, Tyrantrum's gonna EQ me back. That's fine. Another annoying thing about raids is, yes, okay, that's a perfect example right there. They will randomly get stat increases. It won't always happen, but sometimes they will pick up like a defense increase or like an attack increase. It's completely random and very annoying. Luckily, that Tyrantrum is already low enough to just kill. But yeah, so that's 1 round of a raid. There are 5 rounds in total. Once you get to the 5th round, it'll give you the Pokemon that you're actually going to be able to catch. So none of these Pokemon leading up to round 5 matter in terms of catching. Let's fight the fire type. You know, to be better for our Garchomp. We got put into an Eruptoise, which is a fire and water type. That still means it's weak to Earthquake. That'll do... Wow, not even half. Holy. Eruptoise is tanky. Please don't pick up any stat increases. Thank you. Let's EQ again. Can I get a high roll to kill? No. Lava Plume is also resisted. Don't pick up any increases. I got an attack, special attack, and speed increase. That can happen sometimes. Thankfully, I think we're already faster anyway, even with that. So yeah, we'll take down the Eruptoise. What I really want to show is Poison. Let's see if we get it here. No. If you ever get put into the Poison typing in a raid, always click that because A, Garchomp can deal with them easily with Earthquake, and also B, the Poison type Pokemon always drop Black Sludges, and the Black Sludges give you a lot of money as Slash Warp Shop if you sell them. I believe they give 5,000 Pokédollars a piece. So on top of the money that you're getting from just doing the raid, you get about like 20k for doing a raid. You can also get some extra money on top of that from selling the Black Sludges. So as a beginner, you should definitely be targeting the Poison typing when you see it. Unfortunately, I'm getting a little unlucky right now, and it seems like I have to do another Dragon one. I got put into Kingdra. Please do not Draco Meteor me. Okay, looks like one more Dragon Claw will kill. It went for Dragon Pulse. Ow! Don't get an attack increase. Okay, that's fine. Defense increase is annoying, but it's already like 1 HP, so... Yeah, it dies. Very good. Can we get put into a Poison type? Hopefully... No, the game is being really mean to me right now. Let's just do Rock since we have Earthquake. We get put into a Lunatone. Oh, Lunatone gets... Oh, here's another cool thing about raids. Generally, Lunatone has Levitate. However, the thing that's giving them random attack increases and random defense increases, that actually replaces their ability. So Lunatone would usually have Levitate, but actually does not have Levitate in raids. So my Garchomp will be able to Earthquake it. So that's a very interesting interaction I should keep in mind. That might save you a few times. But we're finally on round 5, and we got put into Alolan Ninetales, which might possibly be the worst possible matchup for Garchomp. We got incredibly lucky. We're 4 times weak to Ice and also weak to Fairy. Hopefully it doesn't go for either of those. We'll Earthquake to start. No, it's just gonna freeze dry in that Okos. Yeah, we got really unlucky. I brought some of my other Pokemon just in case my Garchomp went down. Got my Ogerpon here. Really strong Pokemon. Let's see if this one-shots. No. The defense increase will keep it alive. That does a decent amount of damage. Will it get another increase? I hope not. Yes, it does, because this game hates me. So this thing is currently Omni boosted, purely off of the raid ability. Super obnoxious. That allows us to outspeed me. Oh, we lived barely though. Can we crit? Doesn't crit, but it kills. Nice, okay. So after you defeat the final boss in a raid, it'll teleport you back to the spawn server, always the spawn server, and it'll put you into an encounter with that Pokemon you just beat, and also give you your rewards. So if we look at the chat, I just got 10,000 Pokédollars, which is a low roll. You can get up to like 20,000. But I also got 35 battle points and also an egg voucher. I'll show you guys what to do with the egg vouchers in a second. But yeah, this is the Ninetales that we just fought. So now is the time where you can catch it. I'll crunch. Will that kill? Oh, that killed. My bad. But yeah, you can catch those if you want. I really didn't need that Ninetales, so I didn't really care that much. So yeah, raids are pretty much your best way of making money as a beginner. You get about 10,000 to 20,000 every raid. And not to mention, you can also catch some strong Pokemon like that Ninetales that just spawned in. All these raid mons come with a minimum of 3 IVs, so there actually are good specimens that are worth putting on your team. Alright, the very last thing I want to go over in this video is getting your Netherite gear and also getting it enchanted. So I showed you guys how to make money from the raids and also from selling the Black Sludges. I told you guys how to get prepared for the raids by catching the Garchomps in Area 0. And I told you guys how to catch the Garchomps in Area 0 by making yourself an Enchanted Bow and also catching some level 100 Pokemon. Yeah, through all that, the final step is to get your Netherite Armor. Netherite Armor will allow you to actually stay alive against those alpha Pokemon. You no longer need to resort to cheesy tactics. So the best way to really get Netherite Armor is to just buy them off of player shops, because the way you get Netherite in this game is by doing dungeons, and right now you're a little too underleveled to do them, so you don't really think about doing dungeons right now. The best way to really get that Netherite is going to be by buying them off people that do dungeons already. So the perfect example is Slash Warp Sandcastle. This is my personal store that you should stop by and get all the things that you need. I got Pokeballs on the left here, vitamins on the right here, just that's some side stuff. But if you want to buy the netherite stuff, you're going to come upstairs here. Right here, I'm selling smithing templates. I am currently out of stock of netherite. I will get on that, but you can go to like really any store. A lot of player-owned stores will be selling netherite, so just do like Warp Shop if you want and just browse through all the stores, and many player shops will be selling netherite. I happen to be out right now. I'll try to restock after this video. But yeah, just get the smithing templates, get the netherite. A lot of stores also sell diamond armor as well, so make sure to pick that up because you're going to need that for making netherite armor. And if you're following all the steps in this video carefully, the final result should be this: a full stack of netherite armor with the enchantments of Prot 4 and Breaking 3, mending on all your pieces. That way they stay alive. Your Garchomp to help you with raids, dungeons, and overall exploration. And this is pretty much all the stuff you need to just get your footing on Cobblemon Delta, because there's so much stuff to do. Catch rare Pokemon, catch the paradoxes, there's even rare versions of the paradoxes. So all that stuff you're going to need netherite armor for. You're going to need your trusty Garchomp as well. But yeah, that's my video on how to get started in Cobblemon Delta. This is the best way and also probably the fastest way to just get all the stuff you need and get to netherite armor as fast as possible. If you thought this guide was helpful, remember to leave a like on the video and also subscribe to the Hoshinel channel because I got a lot of Cobblemon Delta videos coming up. I got a big fishing stream coming up. Fishing is a feature I haven't even touched on in this video, but essentially you can catch a lot of awesome Pokemon from fishing. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Have a wonderful day.